Hello and welcome, I'm Zaconix and we're playing some more EU4 as France, going for the achievement to own all the cores, hopefully a nice, quick and easy one. I've never actually done it before, but it's the first time for everything. So, last session we left it off with we advanced time a little bit just to get alliances and royal marriages and so on done. One thing I haven't actually checked is casus belli. I assume I have them on England already, so there's no need to fabricate claims on them. Yet reconquest casus belli against England. They hold all of these that we want. Calais isn't actually one of them, that's interesting. Okay, who else do we have? Just our rivals. Okay, so we can declare war on England anytime we wanted to when we're ready, so that's useful to know. I'm still going to wait a little bit for that surrender of Maine event to happen, because we'll have to get a free province out of that, or we'll get a war with them as the attackers, so we don't have to use any favours getting our allies in. So let's unpause the game. Burgundy broke their alliance with Milan. Okay, interesting. Insults, yes, that's a good point. Let's send an insult. Let's get a guy back. Who've we got? Relation of Savoy. No, let's take him back. Yep, return home, wait 3 days, and we will send an insult. Where does that come under? Not covert. Influence. Relations. There we go, send an insult. And that puts us up to 29. Not too useful at this point. 50 is the break point you want for the extra monarch points, but 25 gives you a leader without upkeep. You don't really need that either at this point. Got 2 leaders, we can have 2 leaders. That'll do for us for now. Are you drilling? Yes, you are. Okay. Scotland breaking alliances. Ah, we're getting raided. That is not good. I don't really want to unmothball my fleet to have to deal with it though. 315 in at this point in the game is quite a decent start. We could find we're having to build a lot more military as we're building up to war with England. Doing it again. Surrender of Maine. So what's happening here? In exchange for accepting the Treaty of Tours in 1444, the county of Maine was promised to France. In practice, this has still not come to pass. The English have repeatedly evaded the question, those damn dirty English. It is becoming increasingly clear that many in the English camp arguing the treaty will not be honoured. In one last attempt to force the question, Charles VII has approached the county capital, Le Mans, himself and demanded surrender of the city. The local commander, however, shows no sign of intending to open the gates despite not having a force strong enough to withstand an attack. So, England declare war on France, or we lose prestige. We definitely don't want to lose prestige, we want this war. However, if you leave this event up, it won't actually fire for 3 months, up to 3 months, so we can cancel this drilling. Probably should have done that in the first place. We'll let their morale get back. We will start building a few more troops. Go 4 there, 4 here. Wait for that to pass a bit. How long do those troops come? We'll wait for the troops to be built and then we'll declare war. We'll get them to declare war. Let's put the speed up a little bit. April, our troops coming in. Our morale's nearly back to full. So end of May we should be good. Okay. So we have 2 18 stacks, 14 and 4. Rotten swines in England declared war against us. They cite restoration of union as the casus belli, so they've attacked us. And let's put down to speed 2. So we've got on our side, as we'd expect, Brittany, Lorraine, Montferrat, Provence, Savoy against England. They've not called in Portugal, they might still do that. Maine has automatically come under our control. It's a good start. So we've got a level 2 fort in Caen. Co and Alençon and Continent are not. Calais is a fort, but we're not too worried about that at the moment. And down here, Labour is the fort. So we'll start down here. We'll take our guy who has a siege pip. So I'll get him in there. And we'll send this guy into Caen. Let's wait for that to go through. No signs of the English as of yet. It's entirely possible they won't even bother landing any troops on the mainland anyway. Have to see. Okay, so down here we are besieging. 33 days for siege phase. So this could take quite a while. No cannons at this point of the game to help with sieges. We've got no blockades that we can do because England will destroy us. Maybe Brittany will help out and risk their fleet. We'll see. I'm not going to bother. It's just a question of time. We will win this siege. England aren't going to be able to defend it. But we will detach siege, so we're not taking attrition on our whole army. We will take everyone off except one guy. That keeps our leader in on the siege as well. 11k troops over to Aquitaine to siege that down. And Caen will do the same over here. So they're besieging there. This one we might need to be a little bit more careful with because English troops are potentially going to land here. But we'll take one. We'll start farming out to the other settlements that we need to get. Not sure we can get to... Oh yeah, we can get to Continent via here. Okay. The fort would block the zone of control for us getting there normally, but we can go out and back in directly, so that's how we can do that. Let's see how that goes. Okay, we've got Savoy army helping us out. Don't need you to do very much at the moment. Now, we're not going to have too high a war score on this overall because we're not going to bother attacking England's mainland. And in fact, due to Brittany's ships, we now have sight of England's army over here. 12k stack. I think I'll have another one up here somewhere, but they've got nothing on the boats. That is a quite intimidating fleet at this point, 6 heavies. And Brittany has 5 transports that are going to fight in 3 days. Well, thanks Brittany, you're going to get all your ships sank and you're going to cost us war score. Now luckily, the war goal in this case is to control Paris, which we do, and England is never going to get over here. So our war score will tick up over time. Hopefully that should be enough for us to get what we want. Now let's just put a peace treaty together. Obviously we've got 3% war score at the moment, we're never going to get anything, but what do we actually want from this? Well, overall we want those two and them. That would be 92 war score required for that, and a coalition will form of England Burgundy. Not too worried about that, if that would happen, but I don't think we're going to be able to get a 92 war score, again with not being able to attack England's mainland. Plus that doesn't let us get war reps or anything, so it's going to be multiple wars. I would suggest let's see what the development is of all these. Show us the province please. So 21, 10, 10, 16, 12, 11. High development's obviously worth more in both war score and just in general to have. 21 is a really good development. I think it might be best in this first war to capture at least these 2 provinces down here. That way when we're fighting England in future we only have to worry about these ones up here. But we'll let the sieges tick for now. Ottomans go more on Kandahar, as they usually do. Here's Savoy helping out, not really doing much to help us. England is blockading us, but they're not transporting any troops. No troops on those transports. Nothing to worry about there. Okay, so we've captured this, we're going to capture them. And I think that's enough now that we can be sure England's not going to land on us without us seeing it coming anyway. Just join those up. Yep, Brittany trying to help us out with the blockade. You tried your best, Brittany. Oops. So let's detach a siege here so we're not getting too much attrition. And we'll send those guys into Co. Now our leader has gone there, I'll have to move him back in a minute. We'll leave you there. Okay. Our ports are blockaded. That's just because they're running around trying to get naval superiority. Doing a very good job of getting naval superiority. Yeah, Brittany is lost all their ships. Oh, we're even getting Calais being sieged down by Lorraine, Savoy and Provence. Thanks guys. Let's put our army back together there. Get our leader in here. He is the 4-4 guy, so him. Put him back onto that siege, and yeah, you might as well stay there and loot it. We don't want to loot Maine. I think we're going to take Maine, given that was the whole point of this war in the first place. But we'll loot these provinces. Get some gold out of it. Get 494 in. Oh, our forts would have gone back on. I don't think we need to have our forts currently. No threats to our homeland. Back in, and that's now 28% minus. How's our siege doing over here? 35%. So we want to see some nice rolls, some war breaches would be good. Help advance these sieges. England's keep blocking us, but they're not moving any troops over, so we really have nothing to worry about. We just need to kick them off the mainland. Should be a nice, easy war. Once we've got the forts, our war score will go up a lot. We need over 10% war score to be able to do anything. Otherwise England are going to keep on fighting. Their war enthusiasm is high and it'll stay high while they hold London. Length of the war, not very long at the moment. Occupied and besieged provinces -3. We'll get that ticking against them. France making gains, ticking against them. Relative strength of the alliance, that's going to be static. They haven't called Portugal in, they're not going to, so there's no individuals we can knock out of a war like I normally like to. Oh dear, treason against France. Okay, let's see what this is saying. Recruitment is out of necessity something that has to be somewhat decentralised affair. Often it will be entrusted to nobles. On one such inspection in Haute Poitou was unearthed a local scandal. The roles we have for the era is full of fictional names. So we're going to lose army professionalism and local manpower in Poitou area. Or we could gain professionalism, lose loyalty from nobility. They're at 50, so that would put them down to 40, which is absolutely fine. We get unrest. Not necessarily a problem, local unrest of 8 in Poitou. So that's this area here. These unrest is currently pretty low, so we've got legitimacy, tolerance and national defence would all bump us up over that -8 modifier we'd get anyway. So unrest wouldn't matter. Local manpower modifier, not too concerned about. We're not losing any at the moment. Just some attrition ticks, but there's no fighting happening. I think we'll gain the professionalism. Let's do that. Not much at this point. but it will build up over time. We just need these sieges to be won. We're at 0% on that, still minus 35% on that. This is a 3 siege general up here, though there's only a 1 siege down here, so if we win this, we'll move our generals down here and speed that siege up a bit. And minus 57% over here in Calais. Defenders is out, that's good, 14%, so there's a chance we'll start winning the siege in the next few ticks. Uh, 100 Years' War, who knew it was so easy? England's not even putting up a fight. I really like the new island with all the extra provinces they've added in. There's a lot going on there. I did do a test game of this as England when the patch first came out, and there are some interesting ways you can play with England. The Pope has excommunicated Florence. Interesting. So yeah, as England you can release Normandy and release Gascony as countries, as vassals, enable scutage so they're not called into your wars. Surrender of Maine happened, you can declare war on France or not, whatever, leave it. France aren't going to be able to occupy these lands because they are vassals that aren't in the war at that point, leaving you free to conquer Scotland and conquer all of Ireland. You can unite the entire British Isles within the first 10 years. And then just focus on colonising at your will. Little bit of a boring game. I much prefer being involved in mainland Europe. I've played a few Holy Roman Empire games recently. Brandenburg into Prussia into Germany and Austria. And we've got the Siege of Caen done. So that's now under our control. So we'll just swap the armies around actually, because they should be made up of 7k troops on each side, yeah. So they'll march these guys down, when they get there, we'll march these guys up. Might as well put the speed up. Ain't nothing happening from England. Scotland have got a new ruler, 335, that is pretty good. Pretty good for them. Unfortunately, because of those sea battles, we did lose a little bit of war score. But what's going on here? Sometimes we remind of how far this world extends beyond our own realms. Tribal Kingdom of Alodia seek friends among their Christians, so we can lose some ducats because they are Christian, or we can say sod off. I don't think I'll say sod off. I'm not losing money to people I don't care about. If they're going to be allies in a war, maybe, but they're not. Okay, so which guy do we want to keep here? Jean Barreau is our 4413. So he is the siege specialist guy. So Jean de Donnet is not. So we'll send him back to Caen to loot up there. Still quite a lot of money going on. Aragon is a great power. Who cares? So are we. And if we capture Calais and Labour, should give us decent war score. Let's see if we can get something out of England for it. We might not because of war enthusiasm. Venice is attacking Serbia. I'd like a game as Venice at some point. I want to play an Italian game. Unite Italy. Not sure what to do. I've played a few different types. I've tried Milan, I've tried as Papal States. Papal States is quite fun. Kingdom of God. Bit difficult with the Holy Roman Empire breathing down your neck at the start of the game though. Anyway. So if port's blockaded, doesn't matter. We're just looting up here. Siege of Labour is over. So there's no money left in Co. We don't want to loot Maine because we're going to take that. How are we doing loot wise over here? Drained it all of resources. Okay, England, would you accept any peace whatsoever? Let's see what they would take. They would happily pay us money. Okay, I want a little bit more than that, England. I do own all the lands in France that are currently under your realm. think he should give us some of them. But they're not going to because they've got negative 79 reasons. Length of war, holding London, military strength, war score. Okay, so it's length of war we need to tick down, really. It would have been better if we were the attackers, actually, rather than defenders in this case. We might have to just see what we can get in this first war and then get a relatively low truce timer, and then we can attack them ourselves. Okay, we have managed to keep from the truth. Oh, desires of the flesh. So our queen and our advisor are having an affair. We can lose prestige and ignore it, but this event will pop up again, as I found in the past if you do that. We can lose money. I often take that later in the game when money just doesn't matter. 90 ducats now out of 265 is a lot. I don't think I want to do that. We can execute him, which is always fun as a Frenchman. But we will get local unrest +3 in our capital area, which shouldn't matter because again we've got those national defence and tolerance modifiers that will quite easily overcome that -3. Or we can tell the Pope to help us out. Probably should have been improving relations with the Pope. He doesn't like us because we're allied to his rival Provence. Makes sense why he's a rival there. So I don't think I can go for papal authority. It's not going to help us much, but I will start improving relations with him anyway. I think we're going to have to go for a tyrannical ruler. Kill him. He's our natural scientist, which means we'll need to replace him. Okay, bit of a shame, but we'll do that. He's dead. Let's get a new guy. National tax modifier 10%. Yes, that'll do. Quite happy with that modifier. Okay, well I don't think there's much more I can do for the moment. Oh, our queen is giving us some admin power because she's good at admin. Fine, I'll take that. No worries whatsoever. But yeah, I think this would be a good point to call it. Been going a while. So thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you next time.